City Commission of Margate. Please all rise for a moment of silence and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Craig Dumas, 4th grade from Margate Elementary. Let us have a minute. Go ahead. Get it, Craig.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. You're not related to anybody, are you? Are you related to somebody? Your mom? Why is your mom coming up here? Good job, Phil. Thank you. Okay, Students of the Month, Commissioner Calorico.
Oh, good. Joe, we miss you.
Trust me, forget about me in one day.
That's okay. We'll just do it a little, you just like to stand here and hold everything. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Nice weather out there, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this is the best part of being a commissioner for me, because we get to recognize students who work really hard, and we reward them for their efforts. So, our first student of the month is in the 4th grade at Abundant Life Christian Academy, Jeremy Azari. Jeremy, are you here? And is anyone with you? Come over here, Jeremy. Over here. Everybody can see you. Turn around. How you doing? Good. 4th grade. Wow. Oh. Okay. Introduce all these nice people. They have names. What's my name? This is my brother.
Jonathan.
And your teacher. And? And? No name? Okay. Jeremy is a hard-working student. He always puts forth his best spiritually, academically, and socially. Jeremy is driven to perform well in academics, and he strives to form and maintain positive relationships with his peers. He is a respected member of his class and excels on both the school soccer and junior Bible quiz teams. Jeremy recently traveled to Cuba with his school on a mission trip. He led praise and worship and interacted well with the Cuban children he met along the way. Abundant Life is honored to have Jeremy as their Student of the Month. Congratulations. I forgot I have to read the letter. I'm reading this once. So it's up there, right? Okay. All right. We are going to give you some prizes, and we want to take this opportunity to recognize tonight's featured businesses, Walmart Supercenter and Atlantic Boulevard, for their generous donation of gift cards. Each student will receive 2 of them. Each student is receiving a backpack. We're going to tell you about that later. And what else? Your picture will be taken and will be posted on our website. Okay? Wow. All right. Now, you have a pin, right? Which is stuck on there. Okay. Here's your pin. Wear it well. With pride. Your certificate. Jeremy is there. Your is there? For your outstanding efforts, Abundant Life Christian Academy student recognition signed by Mayor Pearman, Vice Mayor Simone, Commissioner Donahue, Commissioner Rosano, and Commissioner Talarico. Prize, oh yes. 2 $10 gift certificates from Walmart. A water bottle, conserved water from City. Is that from Reddy? Is that you? All right. All right. An eco-friendly world. Margate, do you recycle? Let's see. Good answer. A reflector from the CRA. Okay. It lights up. It's really cool. Put on your backpack. City of Margate pencil. Pen, you allowed to use pens in school? Well, another pencil. Another pencil. Got a good deal on these, huh? Another one. These are really bought way too many. Who's the good pencils from? These. Ready. Good job, Ray. Got a good deal. And a calculator from the Margate City Commission. And a ruler. And a badge from the Margate Police Department. If you ever get stopped, you can show that to them. They'll still give you a ticket, but they'll be nice. A recycling pad. When you're done writing on it, recycle it. Keychain for, you don't have a car yet, right? Hold that for a while. A couple of years. Whoa. They're on. Whoa. 2 passes for where? Where do you think these are? Calypso Cove. Have you been there? Oh, good. All right. A shirt for the fire rescue. Army Fire Rescue. Nice shirt. Official firefighter. A light from the City Commission. And we'll look down there. Don't drop it. And, oh, the story of water. Ready? Thank you. This is really good. Stayed up all night reading. And the history of Margate. How long have you lived in Margate? You don't know? A week? No. A year? Were you born in Margate? Find out all about it. And you have a back. Okay? Somebody has to hold it up. Okay. Good job. All right. So now you have to. Did you take this picture yet? No. Do we want to put it here? My new assistant, Melissa, from the city clerk's office. Hi, Melissa. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
That's enough, Melissa.
She's also the mom of the kid that said Pledge of Allegiance too.
Why didn't you tell me that? I know that was your son. Okay. We don't play references here. I don't know it was your son, so. All right. Alan Garcia, 2nd grade, Atlantic West Elementary School. Find that time by yourself? No? It's good. Okay. Do you know anybody up here? Who?
Simone.
She said you were her favorite student. Is that right?
I guess.
Was she your favorite teacher? Yes? Smart kid. You can run. Now you can run for commissioner. Okay. Alan is a very kind spirit. He is always responsible for his own actions and shows concern and love for all his classmates. He is a high-level thinker and has great ideas to the classroom environment. Atlantic West Elementary is proud to have Alan as their student of the month. Oh, you know what? I forgot Alan? I'm sorry. Oh. Tell everybody who these nice people are.
My dad. Excuse me. My mom, my sister. Adriana. That's my teacher. Miss Beth. And that's the principal. Miss Hallmeister.
All right. Good recovery. Okay. All right. We have this pin. Here's your pin. Put on your nice suit there. You wearing that suit to school tomorrow? I don't think you're a teacher. No. Anyway, this is for Alan Garcia for your outstanding efforts at Atlantic West Elementary student recognition, signed by the mayor, Lee Pierman, the vice mayor, the commissioner. Okay. So to speed it up. So, but on that note, here. No. Here's why we have to tell him what he got there. 2 certificates from Walmart for $20 and things donated from these. Did Public Works give anything in here? The backpack, right? Okay, Sam. We don't want to leave you out.
Thank you.
Okay. And from Margate Police, Fire Rescue, and all the great people that work for our city. They congratulate you. Okay. Good job. Okay, good job. Okay, all right. Now we have Simja Garcia. Is that a relation? No, Simja? Come on up here. You guys cousins? No?
Maybe.
Maybe, that's right. Alan, you got a cousin back there. You never met her. They'll be over Sunday for dinner. Whole family. Well, they got a big family, so you're going to be busy. Hello. I'll bet you're sitting, right? Come on over here. This is a Hebrew Academy Community School. 5th grade, right? Okay, before I read this, tell us who all these nice people are.
This is my mother. This is my brother Nachman. This is my brother Natan. This is my brother Noah. This is my father. That's my brother Maor. That's my grandmother. And this is my cousin Mark.
Very good. Wow. All right. Simja has been in Hebrew Academy since EC4. She consistently works to her fullest potential and follows all classroom rules and procedures. She is kind, quiet, and respectful, and well-liked by all of her classmates. Her questions are relative to the subject matter at hand, and she is not afraid to participate or volunteer. She is extremely enthusiastic when it comes to learning new concepts, especially in math and literature. Simja can often be heard saying, "Oh, I love doing this," when she is in the middle of a project. One amazing thing about her is that she internalizes what she learns often using a vocabulary word or referencing a past story when reading new ones. Hebrew Academy Community School is proud to have Simja as their student of the month.
Woo! It's your turn.
All right, you'll get it. There's your pen. Where it properly. Certificate of recognition to Simja Garcia for your outstanding efforts at Hebrew Academy Community School. Student recognition signed by the mayor and commissioners. And, where is it? Okay, it's not on the screen. But here's your gift certificates for Walmart, your bag of goodies from all our departments here. And we're so very proud of all the work you do at school. Congratulations. Nicholas Joe, 4th grade, Liberty Elementary School. How you doing, Nicholas? Come on over here. Hold on a second. Okay. Nicholas, before we start, introduce everyone to...
That's my teacher, Mr. Carr. That's my grandma, June. That's my mom, Christine. That's my grandma, Pat. And that's the principal, Mr. Levine.
Good job. All right. Nicholas, you know, I visited your school. I don't know, was that your class I was in? No. 5th grade? Or 4th? No, were we in this class?
No, we actually switched right before.
Oh, we missed.
Yes.
But we went to government day at their school. And let me tell you, these kids, I don't know where they got those questions. They were worse than the, doing a press conference at the White House. And they know government. I was amazed. I mean, really, you do a great job teaching these children. I mean, it's phenomenal what they know. All of them. I mean, all the kids were perfect. Did you hear that? Perfect. All right. Nicholas comes to school with a warm smile and an eagerness to learn. He is always willing to help his peers and teachers in any way possible. Nicholas demonstrates all the traits of a kid of character and is an asset to his classroom. Liberty Elementary is proud to have him as their Student of the Month. You're welcome. And your certificate to Nicholas Joe for your outstanding efforts at Liberty Elementary Student Recognition, signed by the Mayor and the Commissioners. And Walmart gift certificates in the bag here. And it'll tell you all, there's a history of Margate so you can get ready for government again. Okay? And whoever comes next year, ask them harder questions. Mayor will probably be there. Anyway, that's it. Okay. Okay. Karina Ali. These people are with you, they made all that noise? No. How many are with this young lady?
Former classmates and current classmates.
Boy, listen, you got your own cheering set. You must be very popular. Wow. Okay, Karina, tell us who all these nice people are.
This is my dad. This is my brother, Nicholas. This is my mom. This is my teacher, Miss Joel. And this is my principal, Mr. Schroeder.
Very good. She got an 8 for that. Make a note of that. Got an 8. All right. Karina deserves to be recognized as Student of the Month for many reasons. She is a bucket filler, meaning she is always kind to all her classmates and is always willing to lend a hand. Karina demonstrates true understanding of the golden rule. She treats others as she wants to be treated. Her classwork and homework are always complete without question. Karina strives to do the best she can be. Margate Elementary is honored to have Karina as their Student of the Month. What's a bucket filler?
Okay, everyone in the world, everyone in the world.
Yeah.
All right, adults and children, it works for everybody. Everyone in the world walks around with an invisible bucket. And it's a great illustration to tell the kids that when you say kind words, that when you do kind acts, you fill up someone's bucket. And when you fill a bucket, it makes the person feel good, makes them feel well inside. You also have bucket dippers who can walk in and try to grab from your bucket. And that's when people are saying unkind things. So when someone is a bucket filler, they have gone around and they have done kind acts to help make the world a better place, right? Awesome.
I know when I was a kid, my mother was a bucket kicker. I'll read them. And your certificate, and your backpack. That's your pen, right? Oh, that's your pen. Okay. So I give them. Good job. Okay. Very nice. Got a good crowd here for you. Okay, 6th grade, Margate Middle School, William Daniel.
All right,
It's 6th grade, not 10th grade. Wow. Oh, that's kind of short. Okay. How you doing? Come over here. We got a lot of people introduced here.
That's my brother Josh, my sister Destiny, my mom, my dad, my guidance counselor, Mr. Dixon, and my teacher, Mr. Ball.
Very good. All right. The Bucks team at Margate Middle School is proud to nominate William as their Student of the Month. William is a very cooperative, kind, and caring student. He sets a positive example for other students to follow. As an honor roll student, William excels in math. Margate Middle School is happy to have William as their Student of the Month. Well done. And a certificate of recognition to William Daniel, outstanding efforts, Margate Middle Student Recognition, signed by the Mayor and the Commissioners. And your Walmart gift cards. And your bag of goodies from all the different departments here in the city of Margate. Congratulations. Good job, kids. We'll see you next month. For the teachers, probably will.
Vice Mayor Simone for Teachers of the Month. And parents, can I ask you if you turned in your form for the photos to the acting city clerk so we can put the pictures up on the website?
Good evening. It's always a great honor for me to be able to present the Teacher of the Month awards to our fabulous teachers. I know their dedication and hard work that they do day in and day out for our children. So thank you, teachers. Our first Teacher of the Month is LaToya Dean, 4th grade, Abundant Life Christian Academy. Did you bring anybody with you? Mrs. Dean left her position as reading specialist with Broward County Public Schools to join the team at Abundant Life Christian Academy in 2010. She is determined to instill a love for learning and Christian principles into her students. According to her Student of the Month, Jeremy Israel, Mrs. Dean is funny and nice. Every time she gives a speech, she makes the kids laugh. You never know what to expect, but she makes all the subjects fun. Mrs. Dean loves to teach us reading, keeps things neat, and is the best teacher I have ever had. And I recommend her for Teacher of the Month. Abundant Life Christian Academy is honored to have Mrs. Dean as their Teacher of the Month. And we have a certificate of recognition for LaToya Dean for outstanding efforts at Abundant Life Christian Academy, teacher recognition, signed by the Mayor, Lisa Pearman. Vice Mayor Joanne Smo, and Commissioner Brian Donahue, Tommy Lozano, and Trustee Talarico. And return to the city. And goodie pack. We have Fellowship Living, located at 451 Banks Road, for their generous donation of a $25 gift card to either Applebee's, TJ Fridays, or Starbucks. And to CrossFit Great Ones, located at 1690 Banks Road, for their donation of 1 month unlimited CrossFit class certificate. And in our goodie bag, we have 2 passes to Calypso Cove. From Public Works, a insulated lunch bag. From the Commission, I believe a calculator. A water bottle from Public Works. D's. A recyclable notepad. A flashlight from the CRA. An assortment of pens and pencils. Another flashlight from, teachers are shining light in our city, Margate City Commission. And a keychain. We also have a bookmark from Margate Recycles and the book about Margate. And we have your recyclable bag. Want to hold that for Mark? Our next teacher is Louise Smith, 2nd grade, Atlantic West Elementary. Mrs. Louise Smith is a role model of stability who makes her students feel safe and secure. She is an exceptional teacher who is skilled and passionate about the practice of teaching and learning. Mrs. Smith has a wonderful rapport with her students, parents, and peers. She connects with her students, and her talents at teaching concepts is superior. This superior status is evident in her student data and classroom visits. Mrs. Smith supports the school by diligently following through to ensure that the jobs and tasks that she is assigned are completed proficiently. She assists at after-hour school events and is often accompanied by her 2 sons, Nicholas and Alexi. Mrs. Smith demonstrates compassion and love towards her students each day by her popular saying, "Children don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." Atlantic West is happy to recognize Mrs. Louise Smith as her Teacher of the Month. Now we have your certificate of recognition for outstanding efforts at Atlantic West Elementary School. Congratulations. I know it's very well deserved. And your gift cards to Applebee's and to CrossFit, and your goodie bag, all right? Our next teacher is Ellen Farina, preschool through grade 8, Hebrew Academy Community School. Mrs. Farina has worked at the Hebrew Academy Community School for 22 years. She was in charge of our PK program for much of that time, and she has prepared countless students for kindergarten. One of her special projects over the years has been a school garden. Children of all ages at the Hebrew Academy have the opportunity to plant and harvest flowers, herbs, and vegetables. They are even learning about butterflies and their habitat. Mrs. Farina's love for education, children, nature, and gentle teaching through experience and goal setting are exemplary. Hebrew Academy School is proud and honored to have Mrs. Ellen Farina as her Teacher of the Month. And we have your certificate of recognition and your city pins signed by the commission. Your gift certificates to Starbucks and to Prospect and your city goodie bag. Our next teacher is Deborah Sicard, 4th grade, Liberty Elementary. Mrs. Deborah Sicard is an exemplary educator who sets high expectations for herself as well as for her students. She is known to go above and beyond what is expected in order to ensure that her students are successful. Mrs. Sicard is dedicated in the classroom, and in addition to that, she spends countless hours outside the classroom volunteering and assisting with school-wide programs, events, and activities. She has also taken on the role of team leader this year and is truly an inspiration to her coworkers. Liberty Elementary is honored to recognize Mrs. Sicard as her Teacher of the Month. She truly is their shining star. Your outstanding efforts at Liberty Elementary. Your gift cards to CJ Fridays and Prospect and goodie bag. Our next teacher is Lauren Jebwad, 2nd grade, Margate Elementary. You're not here to support. Couldn't be. Mrs. Jidwab is a caring, creative, and innovative teacher who promotes a warm, loving environment for her students. She gives her students the perfect place for them to grasp and absorb new information while looking for new ways to make learning fun. Mrs. Jidwab is sharing and caring colleague, always ready to lend a helping hand in any way to lighten another teacher's load. She happily shares ideas and materials, a true asset to the 2nd grade team. Margate Elementary congratulates Mrs. Jedwab on her well-deserved recognition as Teacher of the Month. your outstanding efforts at Margate Elementary, signed by the mayor and the commission. And the gift cards to TJ Fridays and CrossFit, and of course your goodie bag. Our last teacher of the month is Jorge Navarro, 6th grade, Margate Middle School. And if William could come up as well, please. And William, if you would read what you wrote back to teacher.
Mr. Navarro is wonderful. I always go to him if I have a problem or if I just need to talk. He encourages me to always do my best in math and in life. Do the right thing, Mr. Navarro is wonderful.
All right.
To Jorge Navarro for your outstanding efforts, Margate Middle teacher recognition, signed by the mayor and the commissioners, and your city pin. And you have your gift cards to Starbucks and CrossFit Gym, and your goodie bag.
If your students and teachers and everybody can just give us a couple more minutes to do a couple more presentations, I'd like you to at least hear one of the proclamations that we're going to give. In the meantime, let me recognize Commissioner Sandy Welsh from Coconut Creek, who snuck in the back. How do you say? This is Mr. Stuart Webster. The proclamation we're giving, which is why I felt y'all should be here, is for the Diversity Advisory Council. Proclamation. Whereas Broward County Diversity Advisory Council has provided since its founding in 1990 as a Broward County Multi-Ethnic Advisory Board, Leadership in Diversity and Inclusion, and whereas the Broward County Diversity Advisory Council has joined with public and private organizations in community partnerships since 2002 to acknowledge, celebrate, value, embrace, and respect Broward County's documented diversity, and whereas partnering agencies work together to improve inter-ethnic relations, multicultural dialogue, and inclusive economic, social, and political opportunities for each of Broward's 1.8 million citizens, and whereas Broward County is a multiculturally significant region and market in the United States, Simpson Diversity Scale and the U.S. Department of Commerce Bureau of Economic Analysis, and whereas Broward County has over 204 nations represented in over 130 languages spoken or known by our students and their parents, according to the School Board of Broward County, and whereas over the past 20 years, the Broward County Diversity Advisory Council has helped Broward County recognize embrace, and respect Broward's rich diversity, moving the county closer to becoming a culture of inclusion at every level of community life. Now therefore I, Lisa Pearman, Mayor of the City of Margate, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2014 as Broward County Diversity Community Month in the City of Margate. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Margate to be affixed the 15th day of January 2014, and is signed by the Mayor, Margate, Lisa Pearman.
Good evening. First of all, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, thank you for having me. As the current chair of Broward County's Diversity Advisory Council, I thank the City of Margate for presenting the Council with this proclamation as we all celebrate the county's 12th annual Diversity and Inclusive Community Month. This proclamation will be posted on the Diversity Advisory Council's website, and the County Commission will be notified of your recognition. The Broward County Diversity Advisory Council was established by the Board of County Commissioners in 1990 to examine issues affecting the county's growing diversity community, and it has strived to be a leader in the promotion of diversity since its inception. The Broward County Commission, through the Council, acknowledges the positive opportunities found throughout our ethnically and culturally diverse county, and Margate is another example of success in this regard. Since becoming chair in late 2012, the DAC has increased its outreach to all of Broward County cities from two perspectives. The first is the DAC's identification and celebration of the accomplishments of our diverse majority-minority county, and the second is the establishment of a stronger relationship with the county's cities so that it can receive and share information about diversity issues across all of them. In a few months, we will be disseminating information on our improving DAC pages. As soon as this is completed, we will share even more material with all of the various cities. At the same time, we continue to invite cities to provide us with information about projects, activities, and celebrations that would be happening so that we can have a community-wide sharing of this type of information. This proclamation is one step in the process of collaboration, and the Diversity Advisory Council looks forward to Margate's continuing input. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, one more and then I'll let you all go.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think I can do that. This one I'm doing can I have the city attorney and the acting city clerk down here, please? Somewhere out there we have our ex-city clerk, Leslie May. Could you come up here, please? Yeah, next to the Coconut Creek Commissioner, but no less. Being on a board in Margate is not always the easiest job in the world. And we have a number of boards that you can apply for and get. This last year, we had a board that we tasked with the job of going through our charter, which has never gone through before. So they had to go through a number of changing things from he to she to this and that, and making it sound really good and fixing some problems. And they work diligently 2 times a month, sometimes I think 3 times a month, going through this. And we just wanted to recognize, acknowledge them for what they have done. You'll see some of them on the ballot when you go to vote next November, because the charter is what you vote on. That's our Bible, and that's what you guys vote on. So if I could have Joyce Bryant as the chair of the Charter Review Board. Phil Highlander as the vice chair of the Charter Review Board. Paul Barash, is Paul here? He said he was going to be out of town. Okay. Sydney King. Mildred Lester. Harriet Farnham. Can Harriet make it? Okay, we'll get these to them. Sorry. Also helping them on the review board was our city attorney, Jean Seinfeld. Our city clerk, who was our city clerk, she's now our ex-city clerk, Leslie May. And our assistant city clerk, who is now our acting city clerk, Joseph Kavanaugh. And I know myself and I know the commission would like to thank you for a lot of work that you did and a lot of thought you put into it. And we look forward to your recommendations, and thank you again very much. Yeah, we can take pictures. Yeah.
Step up in the front.
All the people will be in Leslie, come here, let's take a picture of
We didn't break it down.
Okay, we're going to take a 10-minute break so the kids can go home and do their homework, and then we'll be back to do business. All right.
You have very simple rules. Not but you're going. And you're going to pass on your message. It's the important thing to do.
If it's all right with the rest of the commission, I'd like to do 5C of the resolution right now, because we have a city commissioner who I think probably would love to get home at some point. She's here, yeah. Sandy Welsh from...
No one here can vote for you.
Is that all right with the rest of the commission? Go ahead, Chief.
A resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving an employment, I'm sorry, wrong one. C. Oh, wow. I almost got you, the city clerk early.
Oh, no, that's going to last.
A resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, authorizing participation in the 2014 Relay for Life of Coconut Creek, Margate, to be held in the city of Coconut Creek, providing for funding of materials and supplies.
What's the wish of the commission?
So moved to approve.
Second. Discussion? I'm going to pass the gavel for a second and make a motion or an amendment to this too, that we donate $1,500 from the city like we did last year for the Relay for Life. Second. You're running the meeting.
Call the roll, please.
I'm
sorry, public.
Rich Popovic, 6066 Whitfield Boulevard. I have a problem with government taking people's money and giving it to charity groups. I don't care what charity you run. I'm actually eagle about that. I don't believe in giving any of them because it's not the responsibility of government to be sitting up here and giving money, other people's money away. You're supposed to be watching our money. I have nothing against the Relay for Life. I wish them well. I'm sure they're going to do fine. But you're taking our money and giving it away. And this ain't the only time, because I was listening tonight about a pile of other things. You need to pull yourself together.
Anyone else from the public? Call the roll, please, on the amendment.
Commissioner Calderino? Aye. Commissioner Domingue?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Zani?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Griffin?
Yes.
On the motion as amended, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Talarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pearman?
Yes, and I believe that the co-chairs of the Relay for Life, did you want to get up and say something or no? Yes, no? Quick?
Quick.
3 minutes.
Yes, you have to say your name. and-
Sandra Welch, 4372 Northwest 44th Terrace, Coconut Creek, Florida.
Irina Spinoza, 4242 Northwest 66 Drive, Coconut Creek, Florida.
On behalf of the City of Coconut Creek and in alliance with our most wonderful neighbor to the west, City of Margate, we truly thank you and look forward to the partnership for the Relay for Life April 4th. Thank you very much.
I got a new tent this year, so I'll be out there.
Thomas, one quick thing. We are still looking for team members and some people to participate on the committee. So if anyone is interested, we very much would like you to come on board.
Thank you. Okay, commission comments. Commissioner Talarico.
I'll wait till next time.
You get a next one?
I hope so.
Commissioner Donahue.
I like that approach. I have nothing to say.
Commissioner Rosano.
No way.
Just want to say welcome, everybody. This is our first city commission meeting of the year. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, great holidays, and a wonderful New Year's. Everybody's keeping to their New Year's resolutions. That's about it, short and sweet.
Vice Mayor Simone.
Yes, Happy New Year to everybody, and I just want to say I'm looking forward to working with you this year and to help move our city forward in a positive direction and move our projects forward on our CRA district and also our downtown. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I was asked a question about the CRA. There was something going on in Broward County they voted on?
Yeah, what it was, Commissioner, is that according to the state statute, the county or the TIF districts have always had the ability to take the money at the end of the year if it's not being used. The districts have never done that. The county has decided that it's going to do that, and also that it is not going to extend CRAs past their sunset date. So what that means is, at the end of the year, if the money isn't designated for a project in 3 years, that would be completed in 3 years, then that money goes back to the county.
What's our date? You're saying that there's a deadline?
Yeah, there's a deadline. I believe ours is, we've got another 15 years or 12?
12.
We have another 12 years on ours.
12 years.
So we're good for a while. There's some that are going to sunset within the next 5 years.
So if you don't have CRA, you're pretty much out of luck?
Yeah, they decided, I believe it was in the 99 or something, that they weren't going to allow any other CRAs. They have something that's called a TIFless CRA.
Who?
TIFless, which is, yeah. which is where the county gives them money. Okay, and so what they want to do with the money that they get back from the regular CRAs is give it to, spread it out over the cities. It won't really affect us because we do put our money away for future projects. But this is something that the county has always been able to do. They just have they've never taken that step, and now they're taking that step. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We had a great first part. Let's hope the second part goes as well. Saturday is our first Sounds of Sundown over on the northwest corner of Margate Boulevard and 441. Food trucks get there, I think, at 5:30. The band plays from 6 to 8. It's a great time. Bring your lawn chairs, your coolers, your entertainment, your whatever you want, and just have a really good time. Maybe we'll see the city clerk out there now that she's not the city clerk. The city clerk of Coconut Creek. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, this is our, sitting at the end is our assistant city manager, Doug Smith. He's sitting in for city manager Jerry Blau. Other than that, I think that's all. I hope everyone had a good New Year. City attorney, you have anything?
Nope.
Assistant city manager, you have anything?
Not speaking.
Acting city clerk, you have anything?
No.
Wow, this is going great. Okay. No, public discussion. Public discussion.
Phil Highlander, 6993 Northwest 5th Place. We'll make this as quick as possible here. This is really directed towards City Attorney. I had sent an email to staff, Commission, City Attorney, where the city was changing some of their laws about how they deal with blighted properties from foreclosures. We all have known there's a problem in the city, and every city, with properties not being maintained, and there's issues whether the city goes in and fixes them, mows the lawn, whether they'll get their money back or not. And other cities are changing their laws so they will get their money back. They're adding it onto the tax bill, so it no longer becomes, will we get our money? It's just when. It's a zero-sum game. And I'm just trying to find out if anything's, everybody got a copy of that, if there's any forward motion on this, if it's been looked into, where we stand with that. We need to keep the properties looking good in the city. It enhances values, it makes it better for everyone. And that's all that this would do.
Okay. City Attorney, I believe, can answer.
Yeah, there are a number of cities who've done it. Quite frankly, I do not believe that it meets the constitutional provision that allows it to be a special assessment. That's what assessments, that's how these cities are doing it. You cannot have a special assessment individually. I think there's going to be a challenge, and quite frankly, if it is challenged, I think these cities are going to be, quite frankly, in a very difficult situation. If nobody challenges it, they're going to be able to collect those fees. But if somebody does, they may have to disgorge them. As I said, the problem is that a special assessment has to be a common assessment. It cannot be an individual as to a particular private property. It just does not meet the Supreme Court guidelines for special assessment. That's why I have resisted it, and certain other cities have also resisted it. If the city commission wants me to do it, I'll do it, but it is not my recommendation to do so.
Has not been contested yet.
It has not been contested.
Just another way to deal with a potential problem.
And I wish, quite frankly, that there were no constitutional issues, but I really see that there are, quite frankly.
Thank you.
We'll keep looking into
Gene,
it.
how long has those cities been doing this? How many years? It's a while.
2 or 3 years.
Good evening, Commissioners, Vice Mayor, Mayor. Mitch Palacia, 6890 Northwest 9th Street. I just wanted to share with you some of my feelings about the Relay for Life. And please, my comments, just to preface my comments, they're not directed toward the movement whatsoever. I think Relay for Life obviously has become a big movement. It's a great thing in the lives of a lot of survivors and people who have been, in Frank Tolerico's words, touched by cancer. A lot of people say everybody's life has been touched by cancer. However, would just like to voice the fact that I don't believe that we should be giving taxpayer money to, I won't go as far as to say it's charity. I'll go as far as to say Relay for Life. My reasoning is because it's a well-funded organization. Every year they go around and they'll ask for donations from everybody in the audience here, myself, you all. Somebody will buy a t-shirt, somebody will buy a luminary that floats down. We all find our own different ways to give $10, $20, $30, $50 to Relay for Life. And so that event functions on that type of fundraising. So I would just like you to consider in the future, when you do give away these things, not too long ago, in fact, Women's in Distress came, and so did Broward 211 came, and they came and they were looking for big money And you all, I believe it was Vice Mayor Simone, you tempered it down. They were looking for thousands and you gave them 500. So I just wanted to remind you that that happened. I wanted to, when you talk about these equality things, what's good for one might be good for all. What's the big deal with the money thing? So I just wanted to voice that opinion, and thank you for listening to me on that. And one other thing, I just wanted to, somebody to clear up the policy on, will commissioners be using public emails now? Will you still be using your private emails to communicate? Has there been any policy change in the city or recommendations for city commissioners? Anyone can answer if you want to. I'm just looking to find out what's the best way to communicate for the public and the media with commissioners via email, personal email or public email. Thank you.
Okay, I can answer you. For me, I'm not sure about, but there's been no policy as to whose emails. I had to go through 36,000 emails because I didn't delete anything. So it was much easier for me to just send out emails to people and say, please contact me at the Margate, Florida email, because they have the server that can do it. Going through 36,000 emails and realized that I don't really need to know what's on sale at Big Lots in July of 2011 was just my own fault for not deleting stupid emails. But that's the only reason. But there's been no policy as to who it is. It's much easier to do it through Margate, Florida, but I have not heard that we're not allowed to do it from our private emails.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm Rick Riccardi, President of the Chamber of Commerce, 4829 South Hemingway Circle, Margate. See, first I'd like to, in this New Year, thank you very much for that wonderful office that you've given to us. It's wonderful. It's so much better than the other one. I don't know why we never moved there before. It's beautiful. So it's really cool. Thank you. And we in the Chamber do have a Relate for Life team. We expect to really promote that this year to help get involved with that. Our next and first breakfast of the year is at Coral Plaza, right next door, the assisted living facility. Breakfast is the Thursday, the 23rd. We have a whole bunch of new things going on at the Chamber. One of the things we'll be doing each month is teaching people how to use the websites and how to use their social media to help businesses develop their own websites if they don't have them, and how to communicate better. There'll be lessons going on a monthly basis there. We also, this month, are meeting with the automobile industry to talk about signage. We're going to talk with the restaurants next month about signage. We'd like to work and tune into where you're working on the signage so we all come together with the signage thing. But the projects that the Chamber will be doing, we'll try to do it by industry. We'll try to focus on what the needs are by industry as well as just by the whole community. So we just put out a survey. We'll go out tomorrow about what's been going on with the Chamber, what hasn't been going on, getting some feedback, and we'll be following it up with our ambassadors. We'll be making calls to people, find out what they do and do not like about the Chamber and what we can change. So we're starting with a new page and going to work from there and try to work as much as we can with the Community Redevelopment Agency and you guys in terms of creating image and development. So just to let you know where we're at. Thanks.
And Mr. Riccardi, I just wanted to say I've watched the emails that have come through from the Chamber, and you guys have really upped your game as far as helping the businesses with email blasts and different apps they can use and coupons and stuff like that. And it's not gone unnoticed, so thank you for that.
There will be a new app that we have also. Everybody will have on their cell phone. That's coming up within the month.
Okay. Thank you.
Stacy Ainger, 1913 Northwest 79th Terrace. I'm the administrator of Abundant Life Christian Academy. You all know that because I stood up here with my students and I'm a teacher. I didn't really come prepared to say anything, but I reminded myself that I needed to. Recycle Bank had a program that was brought to my attention by Aaron, and I can't think of Aaron's last name. That's why I said I didn't come prepared. You all would probably know who it is. And he blasted out to the schools, our school, and I don't know who else applied. I do know that we were approved for an up to $2,500 grant to help with our garden, which we have a garden club after school, and our little kids grow tomatoes and potatoes and sweet potatoes and watermelons, and they have a butterfly area, and it's wonderful. And we have to earn points. Every 250 points that are given from those of you that actually do your recycle points with your big blue bins can generate $1 of credit to my school or any other school that's in the Green Schools program. So I want to ask you, and I believe Margate Middle also has a project. So I believe there are 2 Margate schools. I'm going to ask that you all that have logged on and have documented your points would consider donating those to either Abundant Life or Margate, or splitting them and giving them to all of us. And I want to make sure that you thank Aaron. I've thanked him via email for his help, and I just want to let you know the city employees are very good about notifying not just public schools, but our school about what's going on in the city. So I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you know if there's a link that says you can donate to it on the site?
On the front page, and it doesn't always appear, so you might have to leave it on for a couple minutes, but it will pop up and it'll say Green Schools.
Okay.
And when you click for more information or look at the projects are listed there. There's a school in Waterhill, and then there's one in Michigan that already got their $2,500. I think we're like the $50 or $60. But both Abundant Life and I'm pretty sure Margate Middle are on there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll get the word out for you.
Thanks.
Good evening, Rich Aliano, 7631 Northwest 23rd Street. Welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody had a good year. Just to make a couple of comments, you brought up CRA. I got the paper right here. They seem to be going to do it at the county commission is going to take their own redevelopment program. After, this is going to take some time, like 5 years to 18 years before everybody expires. When we expire, it's done, according to this audit. So we're finished with that. I don't think it looks too bad, but it does. It's not good. Pompano, I think, is already gone. I don't know if they're going to reconsider, but the article says they're trying to re-vote on it again, or they're going to do something. I don't know. Let's hope it just works out. I just thought I'd call that to your attention, just to add to Tommy Rosano's comments on that. Also, we have a new system going with our non-emergency. And I don't particularly like this because it's going through the channel and it's coming to our district for dispatch of non-emergency. And what's happening, it's taking a lot of time. And it's just a matter of time before we run into that cement wall. I did question the chief on it. He was nice enough to speak with me about it. And he sort of put me on the right track. And I would give it another month or so to see what happens. But if we do have any kind of bumps in the road with that, we better be careful, because there's a couple of people that rob and get called when the dispatch is notified. They have to notify Margate Police. So there's a little bit of time that's going on in there, and we better pay attention to that time frame, because it took a lot of time for my neighbor to be issued this police call. They do get there on time with the old system. It was like 5 minutes they were there, but now it's taking a little bit long, and I'm paying attention to what's going on. So if this gets worse, you'll hear me talk about this again. I mean, that's all I have to say about that right now. Well, thank you. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Just have a quick question. I've been listening to...
Change your name for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry. Edward DeCristofaro, 6600 Brandywine Drive South. I have a quick question. I've been coming to these commission meetings for quite a while now, and your athlete of the month, your students of the month, teacher of the month, is there any reason why Coconut Creek High School, none of their students have been recognized here?
Because we haven't had anything to offer them, which is why we were talking tonight about the Athlete of the Month was a way to get into the high schools. It was hard for, when they did the Student of the Month, they did the schools that were actually in Margate. The Athlete of the Month is going to give us that opportunity to get into not only Coconut Creek High School, but Coral Springs High School, Pompano High School, where being a Margate resident is the requirement, not what school they go to. So I think it's going to give us an opportunity to reach those kids in those schools and be able to honor them now that we have that program.
Wonderful. I was just at Coconut Creek High School for a Relay for Life meeting, met with the principal, and he was asking me about it.
Yeah, well, the principal doesn't give us any information, and that's a fact. We don't.
Okay, well,
we don't get any
I can
information.
volunteer to contact him and have him give me.
Please do, because I've met with him and we get no information from what's going on at Coconut Creek High. Coconut Creek Commission gets information about Coconut Creek High, but Margate, North Lauderdale don't, and that's where most of the students come from. They don't send us any information or invite us to anything, so.
Okay, well, that will change. Thank you very much for your time.
Max Kern, 6318 Southwest 2nd Street. Good evening, Assistant City Manager, City Attorney, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioner. I have two questions actually. One of them is more of a recommendation. The first question is, I actually journeyed over to the building department today requesting an application for a permit to build a perimeter fence around my front yard. I was advised that City of Margate does not allow perimeter fences in the front yard and does not designate a height, and it is just clearly not allowed in the City of Margate. My question that I'm addressing here tonight is why? And can that be changed?
Assistant City Manager, City Attorney, whoever wants to answer why.
I can tell you, historically, the City of Margate has generally taken the position that anything that obscures the front yard of a home is contrary to good security. It doesn't allow police officers to view what's going on. It, quite frankly, is more of a security risk, and that was the position that the city had historically taken. Can it be changed? Any ordinance of the city that's not contrary to state law can be changed, but it would not. It would take a philosophy change from the city commission, and it would take a new ordinance.
I actually anticipated that to be your answer, because I used to live in Miami, North Miami Beach to be exact. They had a code there in which they did allow perimeter fences around the whole property. The height really wasn't anything specific. However, as long as you could see through the fence so it wouldn't obscure or mitigate the efforts of law enforcement, it wasn't an issue with them. So if we do use a fence, if it's permitted to use a fence in which slats can be used, therefore the police department can see inside the property, why would it still be an infringement upon security in the City of Margate?
May not be an infringement on security, but it's really up to whatever standard the community and the commission set as far as this is how we feel we want our properties to look. Some people might like fences in the front yard, some people might not. You may have opinions both ways, and the decision is made at some point as far as what's allowed or is not allowed. And certainly it's a decision that can be decided upon at any point in time. But there are reasons, maybe community appearance standards, that it may be desired to be kept the way that it is.
Well, can this ordinance or change of ordinance thereof, can it be brought to the ballot so the 54,000 plus constituents in the City of Margate can decide on it?
No, it's a city ordinance. It would get changed by the city commission.
Development review, get started there.
Excuse me. Go ahead and finish what you're saying, because we got a couple of commissioners that may suggest that when you're done. But go ahead and finish what you need.
Well, the second thing that I wanted to refer to was the meetings that we have here. I was actually looking around, and it only appears to be 70 somewhat seats, and I guess if you really wanted to, maybe you could fit 80 to 90 people in here. Is there any way these meetings can be broadcasted over the internet? I mean, we are in the era of technology, so everyone can have some type of interaction, some type of input in the meeting rather than, 80 or 90 people that attend it?
We're actually in the process of looking at with our new Agenda Maker program. Has a televised capabilities and the abilities, I believe, too, to be able to possibly, isn't it, type in a question or something like that? Does that Grandis have that?
Sorry. Yes, there is a module available in that software to be able to do that.
Yeah, and we're in the process, we've been in the process of just getting the new Agenda Maker going, and that's part of the thing that we're looking at to do it. So it's on our radar to have it done, yes.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. A lot more people can, participate and take part in what's going on in the city, and that's a good thing.
Okay. Commissioner Rosado.
Max, was it?
Yes.
You were here a couple months ago, right, with the problems in your neighborhood?
Yes.
Are you still having those problems?
I'm still having the problems. That's what's diverting my attention to a fence now.
Have you been calling and have they been responding?
I mean, they've been responding. There's only so much they can do, considering, the tools they're given. I mean, they really don't have undercover units. They can't place an undercover unit in the neighborhood, so they had to place a marked squad car there. And I don't know anyone in their right mind that's going to commit a felony in the presence of the police department. So, despite their efforts, and don't get me wrong, they've been great, they've been awesome. I really appreciate their efforts. You have an excellent police department. However, based on what we've given them, they did their best. And I'm not faulting them.
Next, do you live in an HOA?
HOA.
Homeowner association?
No, unfortunately.
No? Is it possible you can come before us with a special variance for this perimeter fencing you want to put up? Starting with DRC or wherever it starts at? Is that a possibility?
There's always a possibility of
For variance?
There's always a possibility for a variance. I think that what would probably be the better suggestion is to suggest that we ask Mr. Zisco to look into the fences in the front yards, the reasons why they are and are not allowed in the city. I know that I've been coming to meetings for 8 or 9 years now, and this is the first that's ever asked for a fence that I know of. I know there's hedges that are allowed in your front yard to a point, but this was the first. It took me 4 years to get fences up to the front of your house on corner lots. So, I mean, I would suggest that we ask the city manager to see if the assistant city manager to see if the planning and zoning can look into, or that Mr. Zisco can look into, bring us back some information before we jump off and have him go through the expense of variances. Because if he comes back and says, there's not a city around here that does it, the reason is this, this, and this, you don't want to waste money to go for a variance. I would recommend you don't waste money.
Right.
But let us do some research on it and find out why they aren't allowed, for one.
And we can do that. We'll bring you back some information and rationale for why it is the way it is. But it sounds like a lot of the concern is a security concern. Mm-hmm. And I know previous time you were here, I think our one of our police staff members was able to speak with you. So I'll ask our police chief also to touch base with you sometime following the meeting and just go over your concerns a little bit further, and then he's able to hear directly from you as well.
Referring back to the security concerns, like I said, in other cities that I have resided in, that's why they allowed for a slatted fence in which it didn't obscure the vision of the, police officers or, anyone enforcing the law over there. So,
Commissioner,
so if you refer to, other cities, and, maybe get a.
well, that's what they'll do when they do research. They'll do that. Commissioner Talarico?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. In the past, we've had people come before the Ethics Planning and Zoning for a variance for that. I think it was a gentleman behind Temple Beth Am wanted to put a fence like that. Gina, if you recall that situation. And it was just voted down unanimously by the board not to do it, because it changes the aesthetics of the neighborhood. If you notice the backyard fences along, let's say, Royal Palm Boulevard, technically, if I'm not mistaken, Gene, if someone puts up the first fence, don't the other ones have to follow suit with the same kind of fencing?
I believe we have an ordinance that provides.
And even then, they don't follow suit all the time. They paint them different colors.
Absolutely.
They go into disrepair. And it's an aesthetic thing primarily. And neighbors don't want to see, most of our neighboring cities don't allow it. And it's simple aesthetics. It just doesn't look nice in their front yards. They don't want it looks bad for their property. If you have a fence all the way around your house, they have a nice yard, and that was one of the big reasons was aesthetics and property value.
What if it was a metal fence?
Doesn't matter. This guy wanted a metal fence. Didn't give it to him.
So it's more of an aesthetic thing than a security issue.
Probably so, yeah. Well, he said, my kids play in the front yard, I don't want them around the street. Well, play in the backyard. You can't, or watch your kids. I mean, everybody has the same problem. I have my kids play in the front yard, I have to watch them, or put them in the backyard. So,
We'll get some information.
Okay.
We'll just get some information just so we have it and so that we can give it back to you, so at least you can give you an answer one way or the other. But before you would apply for a variance, I'd wait until we see. I don't want you to waste money if it's not going to go anywhere. Okay?
Well, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Rich Popovic, 6066 Winfield Boulevard. I read the article in the Sun Sentinel, and Christine Jacobson was leading the parade there to hammer us and everybody else. Yeah, I want everybody here to remember, because I brought this up, she represents our district. She doesn't have a clue what's going on down here because she's never around. And she likes global warming too. She thinks the planet's heating up. So she's definitely out for lunch. But let me say that some of the argument that she made is true, because all the legacy yards are wasting money, including this one, has wasted a lot of money. I can't even begin, I don't have time to talk to anybody and everybody in here, or even you about it. You know how much money he's lost as a governing body. You overpay for property, that's out the window, you're never getting it back. And that's just one of a bunch of things. And so I can't really say anything about them wanting to get it under control, because a lot of these municipalities have been transferring city business over to CRAs, just like you've done. Not supposed to do it. You got a whole list of parade of things that you pay for and stuff that has nothing to do with redevelopment. It's terrible. Wasting more money. Having said that, the only thing that you could do to top yourself was the last meeting that I went to, we were censuring Mr. Rosano. I noticed everybody up there was wanting to play Ete Brutus and stab him in the back. It was really disgraceful. Boys were really a disgrace. And I don't know how you expect a board to sit up here and get along when you're sitting there trying to plow somebody underneath. And this has gone on with this commission for a long time. And I can honestly say to you, I've had the cops call to me and said I was trying to assassinate people here. So I know how it is. They go on your Facebook, spy on you. I think he's had the same issue going on his Facebook page and look the pictures up, and old Chad's there printing them out. So there's some nasty things going on in this governing body. You people leave so much to be desired. It's terrible. And you can sit there and smile and look happy all day and day, but the people out here watching, you know what's going on.
You already spoke, Rich. You already spoke.
You already spoke. I just wanted to give a comment about the.
No, you already spoke.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Consent agenda.
I'll just be reading the resolution. Resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving an indemnification agreement from Margate Donuts LLC for tapping of a water main and construction of water service at 8010 West Sample Road. The resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving an agreement with SunGuard Public Sector to cancel purchase order 130664. The resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving an agency access agreement with Broward County and SunGuard Public Sector to utilize Broward County's police records management system. The resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving an amendment to lots 622 and 623 and a portion of tract E of Aztec RV Park subdivision resurvey is recorded in miscellaneous map book 8, pages 92 to 98 of the public records of Broward County, Florida, authorizing the amendment to the subdivision resurvey of the subject property to be recorded within the Broward County public records as the property is located in Broward County.
What's the wish of the commission?
So moved to approve?
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Tallarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pearman?
Yes. Resolutions. A.
One second. A resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving SPS VAR Services Agreement and SPS VAR Product Agreement for the purchase and maintenance of a replacement AS400 mid-range computer system utilizing the State of Florida contract in a total amount not to exceed $73,450.
What's the wish of the commission?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Public?
Max Kern, 6318 Southwest 2nd Street. Just a simple question. Where is this computer made?
I don't know where it's made. I mean, it's purchased, this system is replacing our core system that does our financial systems and other types of systems like that for the city. It's really like, kind of like one of the backbone pieces of our IT system, I guess you could say. Where it's made, I don't know. Purchased it from a vendor that we had purchased the previous system from.
Because my only hope for this new year is that we're spending $73,450 on a computer that's feeding our fellow Americans and not, I'm sorry to say, some members of another country. We need to build things in America. We need to start purchasing things in America before we start purchasing things from other countries. And it's really important that everyone knows where these things that we're purchasing, especially items costing $73,000, are made. Whether it's made in China or it's made in the United States.
This is a system that we may not have a whole lot of choices of where we purchase it from due to the older technology that it is as well.
I think it's definitely worth looking into to see where it's made, because I haven't heard an answer as to...
This is an IBM system as well.
IBM's an American company, but they also outsource to other countries to have their things manufactured.
As a government, we have to make sure we're making the prudent use of your tax dollars. So purchasing things accordingly to get a good deal is what we need to be doing.
It should be a reciprocity in which our dollars actually, go towards our economy and, build jobs and help people feed their families rather than shipping it off overseas. And we should be able to make a, objective decision, and we should be given that type of information as to at least where it's built. Anyway, those are my comments on it.
Commissioner Tellerico.
I don't know if you ever shop at Walmart, or Sears, or anywhere to buy clothes. Probably 90% of the clothes you buy aren't made here, but you probably buy them. If you buy a car, I don't know what kind of car you drive. A lot of the parts are made in other countries. I mean, you go on and on and on. Would it be nice? Yeah, like 75 years ago that was true.
But the world's changing. Some things have changed. Thank you.
However, I do go to Walmart, and before I purchase something, it'll say made in China, made in Indonesia, made in Hong Kong, what have you. I know it's not American made. I'm making that choice to still purchase it if I do purchase it. Whereas I think we should at least know where a $73,000 computer is made.
We'll add that to the list when we buy computers, please, add, or what, anything, add that to the list. I know, good.
Thank you, Mayor, appreciate it.
That's all right. All right.
That was made,
I'm hard-headed.
Oh! Andrew Caggiano, 7856 Northwest First Street. I'm always happy to make an impression. My question about this is $73,000. Is this hardware or software?
Hardware.
Hardware. All right. Every Sunday I get an ad from the newspaper from Circuit City and all these different places where they're selling computers, desktops, for ridiculously low amounts of money. How many computers are we talking about purchasing here?
These are not what you would see as a desktop type computer. These are running our major applications in the city, so it's not the same type of machine that you would get. This machine is actually, I think, replacing 2 existing ones that we have, and we've budgeted for this over a 3-year period of time.
So there's actually 3 computers?
No, this is one, but it's replacing 2 existing ones, I believe, which is correct. But it's not just your typical desktop computer that you would go buy and see in the sales ad. This is going to be a specialty type of a unit that's used to run these applications that we need to run.
Okay.
And they can cost a lot more than that. I mean, I've seen, maybe a larger system that at a different municipality that could be much more money than that.
Well, I'm going to say thank you for that answer at least, because I'm sitting here going, at $500 a pop, which is expensive for a desktop, you can buy 144 of them. You know, I mean, I'm thinking if you're replacing a computer for everybody who works at City Hall.
And those, when you have a system like this, it will enable you to connect many different computers to that same system, so lots of people around the city can be accessing that same software versus having it on all these different ones that can't talk to each other.
Right, that's what I was asking, if it was hardware or software.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tony Soprano, 3194 West Point Vista Drive. Just a quick comment. Just sitting in the audience, you could look up. It is an IBM computer. Unfortunately, IBM is part-time now. But I would encourage people, I've been wanting to say this for months. I have the same beautiful TV that you folks bought here, but I paid an extra $1,000 to have 3D. And I don't know why we have that here. I don't know if you paid for $75 glasses to watch 3D along with these TVs, but just on the general theme of what they're talking about is to think a little more about where we buy things, and I'm always pro buying American products. But IBM's not an American product anymore.
Rich Popovic, 6066 Winfield Boulevard. I'm not really versed on how expensive, these things are and what you have to pay. I guess you need it. But I'd have to say, compared to the $700 million that the president spent for the Obamacare website crap, that it was total failure, I think we're getting a bargain.
Call roll.
Commissioner Talarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pearman?
Yes.
A resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving the purchase of Smith & Wesson firearms with ancillary equipment for lawmen's and shooters supply at a cost not to exceed $35,000, providing for funding from the Law Enforcement Trust Fund.
So wish the commission.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Public?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Mitch Palacios, 6890 Northwest 9th Street. Is it possible to get, the backup states the process by which the guns were selected. Is it possible to get someone to explain what the second weapon is all about? Just to sort of run the public through what's the second weapon for police? Is it possible?
Chief, you can come up and give a little background on that.
Good evening, Dana Watson, Chief of Police, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commission, City Manager. I'd be happy to explain it. Last year we purchased some Glock primary weapons, which that's primary means is the weapon that you see uniform officers wear. We also, our department has been in the past supplying a secondary weapon, which is what's before you this evening. A secondary weapon is a weapon that they sometimes carry on duty with them, hidden either and secreted in certain areas of their body, or when they're off duty. It's a smaller weapon. It's easier to carry when you're in plain clothes. It's a weapon that people like in an administrative status, like I am, when you're not in a uniform, I can wear it on my hip a little easier than the big Glock that I'm carrying right now, because we don't have the secondary weapon right now. It's a larger weapon. So it is a necessary tool, and we didn't purchase them last summer when we purchased the primary for a specific reason, and now we found that it's a necessary tool that we need to supply our officers.
Thank you.
Scott Yardley, 5948 Lincoln Boulevard. I just want to know how you're selecting your supplier for these guns. We have quite a few weapon companies in the city. And are these at lower cost? What you're buying them for? Are you buying them from? I'd rather support our local city. I know that I looked up the list of vendors the city does business with. A very small percentage live in the city, so I'd like to see that increased. Thank you.
These particular ones here were, we contacted distributors, authorized distributors from the state of Florida that were provided by Smith & Wesson. We received quotes from them, and I'll ask the chief just to add anything additional, but I think some other people, other companies may not be able to provide the quantity that we need, and the chief can elaborate on that.
Yes, that's exactly the case. Like I said, when we bought the Glocks last year, Glock Company only had one distributor in the state of Florida, or a dealer to be more specific. The Smith & Wesson does have 3 or 4, I think they have actually 4 dealers in the state that can supply the weapons. Out of the 4, 3 of them did submit a bid. And the local, from what I understand, the local dealers, as much as we like to deal with them, the local dealers can't even purchase them for the price that we got them. So they certainly can't sell them to us for that price.
I will tell you that Kel-Tec is made in America. Just born and raised up north, where is it, Space Coast?
Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa Beach, yes. It's a good gun.
The Smith & Wesson is made in America and is since 1852.
Right here.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Talarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Lozano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Resolution of the City of Margate, Florida authorizing, approving an employment agreement with Joseph J. Kavanaugh as City Clerk of the City of Margate.
What's the wish of the commission?
So moved to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Public.
Mitch Palacios, 6890 Northwest 9th Street. I don't know if you guys are thinking about whether you're going to approve Joe's contract or not, but I did want to say that ever since Joe's come to the city and any contact or communications I've had with Joe, he's an ultimate professional in what he does. He's knowledgeable, he's congenial, and he's never failed to get me the information, public records that I'm entitled to. Thank you, Joe.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay.
Joyce Bryan, 7005 Northwest 17th Street, Margate. I just want to say that I've been dealing with the acting deputy clerk for an entire year, first with the Relay for Life and now the Charter Review Committee, and he has always been substantial with us. He has responded to me when I've had requests, and I look forward to working with him as official city clerk. Thank you, Joseph.
Okay, anybody else? All right, next item. Call the roll.
Commissioner Talarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Joseph, I'd like to be the first one to say congratulations, official city clerk. Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pierman?
And that's the blessing of having that third vote, that you get to do that. Yes. 6, an ordinance.
Is Joe made in America?
Actually, Joseph is a Margate resident.
Ordinance amending the code of the city of Margate, Florida, Appendix A, zoning, Article 22, sign code, amending section 22.2 definitions, providing for grand opening ground signs, amending section 22.7 temporary signs, providing for grand opening ground sign regulations, providing for appeal, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
What's the wish of the commission?
So moved.
Second for discussion?
Okay, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Yes, I'd like to add a clause in this amendment that we include businesses that have been in business for a year or less. And then after those businesses, then it will go ahead and take place as the 60 days. But I'd like to include the businesses.
We have a second to the amendment?
Second for discussion.
Discussion? Okay. Public? This is on the amendment to add businesses that have been open in the last, did you say?
Yeah.
Year.
Yes, Mr. Palacia, on the amendment, I think that it would be, in my opinion, it would seem like it would make sense because this would allow a business, so to speak, to have a re-grand opening of sort, and it would give everybody, instead of being left out, because I didn't open up this year, I couldn't participate in this wonderful roadside exposure plan that you are about to launch. This is something that I can personally say that I can appreciate myself from a consumer perspective, and I think I hope businesses eat this up. The cost is right. But I think the amendment would allow businesses that have already been in the city to feel as though you aren't leaving them behind and that they've got to bite at the apple if they want to use it or not. Thank you.
Commissioner, Vice Mayor Simone.
Yes, a lot of the businesses have heard about this for months. And that's one of the reasons for doing this, is that they've known about it, and yet they haven't been able to participate in it, and now it may be too late for them. So now they have a chance to participate in it.
Okay. Call the roll on the amendment.
Commissioner Talarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pierman?
Yes. On the motion as the ordinance as amended.
Commissioner Talarico? Aye. Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pierman?
Yes. Number 7, discussion and possible action.
Athlete of the month.
Okay. Commission, the city clerk has asked to be able to bring this back to us at our next meeting so that they can clean it up a little bit from what we discussed at the workshop. If that's all right with you all, we'll have it put back on our next agenda with the correct wording and everything, if that's all right. Is that okay? Okay, so we're gonna, city clerk.
Yes, Mayor.
Did I sign that contract yet?
No, you're still acting the city.
I don't think I've signed that yet. Can you put it on the next agenda? You guys will have it cleaned up by then?
Correct, that'd be the January 29th agenda.
Thank you very much. Okay, next. Oh, wait.
Still gonna have you after the month after that?
Yeah. Next.
B, resolution termination agreement, a resolution of the City of Margate, Florida, approving termination of license agreement between the City of Margate and Big League Dreams USA LLC, a California limited liability company pursuant to Section 6.2 amended and restatement of the First Amendment to the license agreement for the non-exclusive right to use Big League Dreams intellectual property, providing for notification of termination, providing for repayment request.
Okay, this is to end the licensing agreement and to direct the city attorney to seek our money back. So I have a motion.
Second.
Discussion.
This where Mr. Popovich buys everybody pizza if we get
We get the check. Not until we get the check, nobody breathes.
Rich Popovich, 6066 Winfield Boulevard. And this should be a good example to you people about being absolutely mindless about spending our money. Because here you tied up and took money out of an endowment, or, you know, that you had stuck away in a budget, which nobody really knew about from the cell phone towers. And then sprang this out on everybody to purchase it, put this money in escrow, so we hadn't even been able to use it for anything. I see that you wanted to do stuff with the parts and all that money's just sitting there, you can't do anything with it. So, I wish probably should get interest back on that money they had the money so long. That's how it's supposed to work. But I think you're gonna have a very, very difficult time getting the money back because of the track record of this company. And once again, though, the poorly thought out way of taking our money and throwing it in the trash can. For real.
Commissioner Rizzo.
Yeah, I just want to say, if this does go through and is terminated, for the future, can we, Parks and Recs Commission, work with the Margate Youth Baseball League for the improvements of that park? Work all together, so we're all on the same page?
I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what you're asking.
What I'm asking is, I know that there's a 5-year plan. I don't know if they've seen the 5-year plan. They've been there for years. So I think it'd be a great interest to see what they want, their wants and needs, before we make any decisions what needs to go there. Work with them is what I'm saying.
That's right. I really... Okay.
I know that there's a 5-year plan that was drawn up. I'm not even sure what it included on the fields, and I don't even know if they've seen it. I was just at a meeting with the Margate Youth Baseball, and they said there's a 5-year plan. I don't even think they're aware of what it actually entails. So we're all in agreement that something needs to be done there. And I would just love to incorporate these people who've been there for years as to what they need, as opposed to what we think should go there, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, we have a Parks and Rec department for that, and I'm sure that Parks and Recs will get with them.
I'm just, when I became a commissioner here, I talked to these people and they said that the city has never really gotten with them. And I know we have new people, and so we can go on the right foot with these people and all work together to make what we and them is the best thing out there for us.
Commissioner Ronald, and I appreciate that. However, that's not true. But Commissioner Talarico,
they weren't really aware of the Big League Dreams until it was. I don't think they were incorporated in the process of it.
That's not true.
Okay.
Commissioner Talarico.
Yeah, right now we are on the floor. Is a motion to approve the termination of
Let's do that first.
Let's do that first, okay? And then at the next meeting, you want to bring something up, bring it up then. Let's get rid of this thing first.
Might just tell them that we're in favor of that termination.
Yeah, well, that's what we're all doing, sorry.
You don't want us to terminate?
No.
Let us terminate.
Right, that's what
Let's
we're all
all
doing.
do.
Yeah, support the termination, by the way.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Talarico? Commissioner Donahue?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosano?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Simone?
Yes.
Mayor Pierce?
Yes. If I could just add quickly, Mayor, that we'll need to review as a staff how to proceed with future improvements for that park. That may not be something that's ready to come back for the next meeting. But that's something we'll need to review with the staff, with the department. They certainly can be in contact with the users of the facility as well. And then at the appropriate time, we can bring back some recommendations and discuss it further with you.
That's fine. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you. Good job.